I'm back with best-selling author and the foremost expert on grief, David Kessler, who's been helping us understand grief, from sudden grief to the loss of someone that you might have known was ill but not ready to say goodbye. In the book, you write, your loss is not a test, a lesson, something to handle, a gift or a blessing. Loss is what happens to you in life. Meaning is what you make happen after loss.
And we hear about meaning and go, there's no meaning in a death. There's no meaning in a drowning, in a murder. Of course not. Meaning isn't in the horrible event. Meaning is in us. It's who we become later.
You have 4 things you wish people knew about grief. You can't put grief on a timeline. We don't move on. Grief can show up as different emotions. It's not about closure, it's about connection. The one where, for me, resonated, we don't move on. My father, the dad that raised me, passed away when I moved to New York, and he'd taken ill and left our home and never returned. And for me, I said to someone, I felt like I was in a TV show, because I'm on TV, and the main character had gone upstairs and didn't come back down. Right. And we go to a commercial break and everyone is like, where's that guy? What happened to that main character who didn't come back down? And it wasn't until I went home on the holidays, I was all by myself, and I came in, my dad had passed away, and I said, hey, Dad. And I just felt like he was just the biggest invisible hug that I'd ever felt. And I didn't move on, but I started to find just more purpose in that grief. I started to learn to cook, because my dad could burn. Wow. My dad could cook. You know, I started to find ways to support military families, because my dad was 14 when he illegally signed up back in the day, I guess when they didn't have birth certificates on file. You know, I found these purpose, but I just, you know, this whole closure, move on thing.
Yeah, I don't believe in closure. And I also, that's why I love connection instead. And there's no, just as we talked about, grief is so unique. I have 26 different online groups just because there's that many ways we grieve, and there's more. But one thing I'll tell you about finding meaning, like when we think about your dad, I often say a part of us dies with them, but a part of them lives in us. And right? And that's our work, to nurture the part of them that lives in us. I love you're doing the cooking. You're nurturing.
I can't cook as good as my dad, but one day I'm gonna get that sweet potato down, Dad. I promise you that. He made a great sweet potato pie, and I continue to fail on it. So, Dad, if you are listening, let's do it Thanksgiving right, okay? Let's do it the right way. Oh, well, your book is something that I think everyone should have. David's books on grief. You can buy them wherever books are sold. Tam fam in the audience, you are all going home with Finding Meaning, the 6 Days of Grief workbook. You can also follow David on his social media. We'll be right back. The Dominic Hotel, proud hotel provider for the Tamron Hall show, offers spacious luxury accommodations and sweeping city views. Just steps from the studio, savor the day a little longer with relaxing treatments at the Sisley Spa or light bites at El Tacoy.